Welcome to Success Superstars, episode number 197. It's your place for inspiration and the blueprint of success for peak performers just like you. And my special guest today, real estate professional extraordinaire, Hannah Wallace.
Hello.
Hannah, welcome.
How are you? Hi, Mark.
Yeah, glad you have you in the studio. And
yeah.
Hey, are things kind of seeming to get back to normal, or how's your business?
Everything is super busy.
Right.
So define normal.
Right. So it's just off the charts busy.
It is off the charts busy. I mean, it's slowed down just a little bit because of the holidays, but it's still busy. Yeah, definitely.
Well, let's backtrack a little bit. You know, where did you start? How did you get into real estate? What was your journey to get here?
So I feel like I've always loved real estate. Ever since I was little, I would beg my parents to go to the open houses just because I wanted to see them. But I started in the mortgage side. So I don't know if you know this, but I was a mortgage lender for 15 years. So I did the whole financing side. And so I feel like that knowledge kind of helps me with my clients today. But I always loved real estate. But when I got my license, I was poor. A poor 19-year-old kid.
Right.
I didn't have the money to just jump into it. And so when I had my third baby, working in real estate for so long behind a desk doing mortgage loans, I thought it's now or never. You know, I just took a leap of faith. I told my husband I'm quitting my job. I'm going to be a full-time realtor. And I did it, and it just took off. It was just always a hidden passion, and I just finally took the leap, and here I am.
Well, lots of things to unpack. Being a mortgage professional absolutely has to help you communicate, because the mortgage is just as important as the home, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a big tool that I have in my back pocket. I obviously stay in my lane when it comes to, a client and they have their lender, but it's just good knowledge and advice to be able to, piggyback off of what the lender says, or if they don't understand a guideline, I'm just kind of that backup, this is why they're asking for that, or, that's why we need this, or.
Now, going back to that time when you took that leap of faith, was taking leaps of faith natural to you? Was it scary?
My husband would say no, because I'm just kind of, if there's something I've wanted, I've just gone for it, or I just, if there's a burning passion for something, I do it. My dad always said, don't pay somebody for something you can do yourself. So stuff around the house, if there's something broke, I would YouTube it or just figure it out.
Right.
So I was just used to, I can do it.
Right.
I can do it. There was never in my head something telling me, a lot of people have that doubt that say it's dangerous, or you could get hurt, or what if you fail, or what if you don't make money? It was never a factor. It was
always, you were growing up, you were grown to believe you could do it.
Right, exactly.
And what's so amazing about the JPAR culture, I was just looking the other day, Hannah, that the top 1% of our company, 75% of them are female entrepreneurs.
Oh, really? That's
that
cool.
are doing, $30 to $90 million of business. There's no glass ceilings. We're a very diverse organization, and so you represent that to the highest level.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
That's awesome. Girl power.
there you go. Now, building there's so much to unpack in your story. Building a successful real estate business, did that come easy?
It didn't. I mean, to be honest with you, I knew mortgage like the back of my hand. But when you go to real estate school, they don't teach you hands-on stuff. And so when I got my license and I started, you're kind of like thrown to the wolves, and you're just like, okay, well, where do I get my first client? It's not just business that's given to you. So I was in a place for the very first time where I thought, okay, I've got to bring my business, or I've got to figure out how this is going to work. I've got to do my own marketing. I've got to get my own business cards. I've got to market myself. I've got to, go out and network and, word up again. So it was tough at first, but then I just sat down with objectives. The definition of success is achieving what your goals and objectives are, whatever they may be. So I wrote down my objectives, mapped out how I was going to make this work, and just kind of took it from there.
Did it always work as you kind of mapped it out?
No, it never does, but you learn from your failures.
Right.
True, which is very true. But I knew everything in real estate I've loved, as far as, the flipping, the staging. There's so many different branches of real estate where you could go.
Right.
And so I knew in order to be successful, I had to create niches. And so being an investor myself, I knew, okay, I want to work with other investors. And so now I do. My husband and I own a home flipping business, and we buy houses, fix them up, sell them. So through that, I've met other investors, and we piggyback, we brainstorm.
Right.
And now I'm their realtor. So they use me to buy houses and sell houses. And it's just grown to be this big niche of investors.
Yeah.
So that's a niche that I just created.
Yeah. One of my favorite quotes is, "The riches are in the niches."
Right.
The riches are in the niches, right? And
right.
And so when things didn't go as you kind of mapped them out on your plan, did you get discouraged? Did you step back and maybe cry in your soup for a little bit and then get back in the game? How did you overcome things not working perfectly?
Kind of both. I mean, you do get lost in your sorrows for a little bit,
Right.
but I'm big in my faith, and I would just pray about it and talk to my husband about it, and I just wasn't going to quit,
Right.
know, so I would just get back on the horse and keep going.
Yeah. So your dreams, your goals, your ambitions were bigger than your setbacks and your distractions.
Exactly.
Now, tell me, obviously you're a mom, you're a wife, you own multiple businesses. If you have to have a personal life, I mean, how do you keep it all straight, and how do you do it all?
I think I'm just used to it now. I get a lot of people that ask that, but being an entrepreneur, being self-employed, you are able to allocate your time. And I feel like not being behind a desk and, being salaried or employed for 9 hours out of the day, it does allow you to, allocate these many hours to this many hours to this. I actually have more time with my kids because I am self-employed. So I do get to choose what day I want to do what and what hours I'll do what. So you work harder being an entrepreneur because you're actually working every hour of the day that you have. But you just learn to allocate your time to what's important.
Yeah. If you were to tell the audience something of, a tool, a trick, an app that you use, is there something that is your go-to tool?
Social media is good. I would say, when I started real estate, I forked out tons of money for leads, and now I don't have to do that anymore because social media is free. It's free 99. It's free dollars.
Right, free.
And so my go-to is, social media. If there's, whether it's my house flipping business or, it's a staging thing, or, if it's interior designing, or, just new trends in paint or walls or something. Anything real estate people are going to be interested in, because now everybody's working from home, due to COVID and the pandemic, and they're looking around, and, if I can give tips or pointers, or they, it just keeps them intrigued. And then to share real estate stuff, they know, number one, I'm a realtor, so it's free marketing for myself, and then you're giving advice and tips. And
well, particularly in this post-COVID or during COVID, home has a new definition. Home used to be home, but now home is the home. It's the gym. It's the office. It's the networking place. It's the party central. I mean, home really has a new definition.
Exactly.
It's so funny. I may have to have my middle son call you. He's a millennial first-time home buyer.
Oh, great.
And the place he bought, he doesn't like the color.
Oh, okay.
But he
Easy
can't.
change.
but he can't decide what color he wants. And so he's going through all the.
Right.
Should it be this color or that color? Pick the one you want, right?
It's hard to choose. But the good thing is paint is cheap, and you can change it anytime.
Change it anytime. Well, I'm so honored that you would come and spend some time today and share your success. What an inspiration for others.
Thank you.
Yeah. So any last minute words for the audience?
No.
Yeah. It's really just, I think success it goes to the doers.
Right.
If you get in your head too much, right?
Right.
What
If
I
you
see
get
in
your
you
head
is
too
you get
much.
into action.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the only, if I slow myself down, then it's just not good. Like I have to keep going, whether I'm
Right.
failing or not. You still have to keep going, and then success will follow you.
Yeah. There's a great book out there called Failing Forward. Failing Forward. If you haven't read it, get a copy of Failing Forward. It's a great read. Well, thanks so much for
You're
coming
welcome.
in today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Well, there we go. That's a wrap of this episode of Success Superstars. Until we see you on another episode, may your choices reflect your hopes and not your fears.